reason that this is not going live for whatever reason. But it is supposed to rain. I mean, it said it was going to rain. So I went with that, and so didn't think we should be outside in case it did start to rain and we'd have to make a mad dash inside. I'm into my new motto is to try to make life easier, not harder. So with that being said, Honey and I both decided that it'd probably be better to just do it on Zoom tonight. But we're hoping that the fire ceremony will be outside and live. So the summer solstice and where we're at. I had the honor and blessing this afternoon to partake in a ceremony from Peru with Don Mariano, and it was beautiful. And it was interesting that it started off, and I don't know why I'm going to share the story, but it started off with thunder beings, and they were in Sacsayhuaman, where I've been this last time, and it's funny is that's between that and the Amaro doorway, like going to Lake Titicaca, was why I really was so excited about the trip that I took with Jorge, because I've always wanted to go to Sacsayhuaman, and I don't know why. And when I got there, I realized it just blew my heart open. But so they were from there today, and when they first started, it was the cattle Del Mariano and Don Santiago, his son, were going to be late getting there, so it was delayed a half hour. So and Odon, who was running it, was like, oh, it's very cloudy here, there's thunder beings, and there was lightning in the distance. So when they came and we started, it was, there's thunder beings in the background, there was lightning, and then it started to rain, so they had to close everything up and go under a pavilion, which is what I thought, was kind of what happened to us tonight. So I did it, and they're like, this never happens. And especially because it's the winter for them, and it's their dry season. So they saw that as a very fortuitous situation, that on the winter solstice that they were getting precipitation. And to them, that also meant that somewhere there was the rainbows, the quichis, like out there. So they were trying to find a rainbow. So well, I always look at that as very cleansing. You just don't want to cleanse in the middle of the ceremony when you have everything out. Like, I don't care about a fire. It's happened many times in a fire ceremony. That's different. But when you have all this out there, it's a little lot to like try to do the man dash in. And you're in the middle of the sacred ceremony. You want to keep it there. So anyway, but the cool thing is that when he went in, and he was making the joke that the thunder beings and the lightning beings were trying to find new shamans. Because that's the belief, is if you're struck by lightning, that's one of the initiations of being a shaman. So my grandmother was struck twice. So I always assume I got it verbatim through her, because parts of me were inside of her. Do you know what I mean? Like, my dad was within her in egg form before, like when she was struck twice. I don't even know why I said that, but so anyway, it was a fun little, but what was interesting is while he was doing it, so the way they had the camera angle, the sun was setting behind Don Mariano. And the coolest thing was, at some point, it opened up that all there was this stream of light. So I guess he was sitting on this side, coming down his left side the entire time, like streaming down. And the way the camera angle would go, it would kind of make these prisms, like right on the Despacho. And it was just so beautiful, and that mesmerized me. Like I kept really getting drawn in and going, look at the sun really, you know, being the summer despacho was flooded inside of his despacho. Like it was unbelievable. And then he made prayers to it, and I have pictures, and it was just beautiful of him offering the despacho for clearing at the end. So very grateful to the medicine men and women who are running ceremonies in Peru and holding that space for all of us, like not just for the people on their continent or in their village, but they're making that strong prayer and making that offering and sending it out. And so I'm so grateful. And that's really another huge reason of why I love this lineage, is the hearts and and who they are as people, and just so giving and wanting to be present and wanting to affect change. And so I just find it a very amazing thing. And it was very beautiful, but it kind of kicked my butt a little. So I've been running and walking. It didn't end until 6. So, because it was behind. So that's why I'm a little loopy and running a little slow. But the good news is I'm also in the energy of the solstice and of ceremony already. So we are at this time of great renewal, of great rebirth. There is so much happening on the planet. And as always, I just feel humbled and honored to be able to present the ceremony, to present this way of helping us to make a prayer. And and David, I'm not sure if you can just put in chat or put on your mic and answer, whichever you prefer. Have you ever been to a despacho?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to check and make sure so that you like, I'll explain it a little anyway because I put it on YouTube. But so we'll be making this prayer offering, this living mandala, so that we can come into Aini and right relation with the energies of the summer solstice, because we've planted our seeds. We've been working through ceremony and working through what I believe this entire COVID time, this pandemic time, this time of really going internal and looking at what are those shadow pieces? What is that hucha that's up? What is there that is really ready to be turned over, to be brought into the light? We don't just want to disregard those places of ourselves, because within those places of shadow is truly a healed piece of ourselves, a sacred piece of ourselves that is waiting to be brought back into wholeness, to be brought back into the fold, to be given life again. So to me, the summer solstice is that perfect time of being able to bring in that illumination and that light, and a time tonight for us to really work with that light that's coming in. I'm part of a women's group online that share things, and someone was sharing pictures that there were, around the time of the eclipses, there was 2 suns, like the sun behind the sun, and there were all these different images. And yes, it could just be a projection or a reflection, but they really did look like 2 suns. And Wade and I's first teacher, Mary Thunder, would talk about the sun behind the sun, and that there are 2 suns, and that they were kind of separated, and when they come back together again, it's part of a prophecy. And how I look at it too is the Kero would say that that the sun is where we're going to gain our downloads right now. And so right now they're saying there's so much solar activity on the sun. I mean, and this is just through NASA. So these waves that are coming, so to me, these waves that are coming down and being sent down are downloads. They are new ways of how do we, because in essence, we are just light, right? So we're light. And how is our light body going to upgrade other than through light? So you got the sun bringing in new energy, new ways of being, new ideas, new thought forms. And not that they're new. So spirits tell me they're not new. They're ancient and they're old, but they'll be new to the people walking on this planet. Like, so we are awake, the sun is awakening these codes within us. But most people have fallen asleep and don't remember the codes. So hence the new, but they're not new. Just like new age, energy medicine is new age, medicinal herbs are new age when they're not new age. They've been here for thousands and thousands of years. Regular medicine, I don't even know because I don't even take it, like how long it's actually been in. Like, I don't know when penicillin was created but the whole point is we all look at that as something new and this whole new thing when it's been here forever. Like it has always been here. So we're at this time and place right now. So this beautiful auspicious time that I know can seem like great upheaval. But what my soul tells me, what teachers have told me, is that upheaval is only there because the light is shining so bright that the shadow can't hide anymore. So the shadow is going to fight because the shadow wants to stay in the unconscious. It wants to stay there because then it has its grip on us. Once you bring it into consciousness and can work with it, then it can't control you anymore. It cannot be your default anymore because then you have to make a conscious choice about it now. You can't hide behind, well, I didn't know that pattern was there. This is a really bad example, but I was listening to talk radio tonight because I'm a Sixers fan and I was devastated the other night. And they were talking about the one player who they all believe has blown it. And he did kind of blow it. But they had a psychologist call in to talk about therapy. And they're like, oh, what you're talking about is in therapeutic terms. And they're going, well, then he just needs to go to a therapist and work it out. And she laughed and goes, don't we all? Like, so his is about making making a basket, like being assertive with being offensive. He's definitely way more comfortable being on the defensive side. And for whatever reason, when the light shone that this really mattered, he froze. Like, it's that fight or flight. So that there's this unhealed pattern within him and when he's in that fight or flight, that gets ignited and he freezes. So what she was trying to tell this announcer is that I'm sure there's many different patterns in which you run this. Like, we all run it. And that's what happens is when we have these places that are in shadow. So Spirit saying, it's like you hear it all the time, but then we really don't get it. Is that the outside world is a 3D projection of what's going on inside. So everything that we perceive that's off outside, it's us. Like, we're off. But we project it outside because we don't want to look at that piece. So because we don't want to own it, because we deem it bad, and it's not bad. It's a part of us that needs to be brought into the light. It's a part of us that we need to say, either I forgive you, or you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to play that tape anymore. You can. And for me, a lot of things that I'd worked on that I thought I understand the core of it. Should I say that? Because it's like the onion, it's Shrek. and then there's layers on layers. So I have found that some of my layers within the last couple weeks, I have had a different, deeper understanding of where that layer came from. So trying to figure out, like, why is this pattern up? And then, but my ego goes into, see, I told you you can't do this. See, I told you you're not good enough. See, I told you. Because my ego knows that I'm getting closer. And my ego doesn't want me to get closer. Because my ego still wants to have that level of control. It wants to have that level of that unconscious tape that I thought I got the whole piece of, but I didn't. So there's still an unconscious tape, or I wouldn't be running this. So I just know then I got to thank the light. I got to thank the sun. I got to thank the awakening, because it's saying to me, look, there's pieces here. Once you get them, you can get on the other side of this. But I'm going to keep showing you this piece until you get it, because you got work to do. And I believe all of us that are walking in a conscious way with the light and trying to come with our heart, we all have come here with a gift, with something that we're going to bring in the world. And it doesn't mean that we're going to be Joan of Arc, or I don't know why she came into my head, or any of them people, because right now I can't think right. But Jesus Christ, and who knows, maybe someone will be. Generally, we're not. Generally, we're going to be like me, a hairdresser that goes in and says something to a client, and they go, oh, or a client that sits in my chair and goes, I don't know why, I just immediately want to go to sleep when I get in the chair. Because I create a place that's safe for them to just let it all go. They don't have to be pretentious. They don't have to put on an air. They don't have to be anything other than relaxed. And that's a gift. Like, yeah, with other work that I do with a group, like, we've just come to the conclusion through the ceremony and through the work, it doesn't have to be grand. It's in the small baby steps. It's in a way of being, not going out and I read something today within that spiritual group I was talking about that's online. They were talking about these light beings that are here on the earth, and it reminded me of our group and what we do. You're not doing anything huge, that there are these people that are awakening right now, these parts of themselves, just to be light workers. And light workers in the sense that they just tap into their heart and bring their heart to wherever they do. So nothing grand, there's no, and maybe some things we do are on a grand scale, but bottom line, just coming from your heart, just being in your heart and sharing that heart with all you come in contact with. So, but how do we get there, right? Like, how do we be able to do that? And doing that is by letting go of the hucha, the heavy, dense energy, the parts of ourselves that we're either ashamed of, or we feel guilty of, or we're in denial of, or even say people in our lives that we can't forgive. So I don't know why I'm sharing this, but anyway, y'all have heard it, but we all gotta hear it again, I guess. Is forgiveness is the most selfish and selfless act you're ever going to do. Because forgiveness is never about the other person. Ever, ever, ever. So you forgiving someone is not by any means letting them off the hook for the karma that they created, or for what that act created in your life or anyone else's life. But what it does do is it gives you the opportunity to get them out of your head. Because until you're able to do that, they live rent-free in there. And I can guarantee you, through my own forgiveness work, whether you're aware of it or not, they dictate everything you do. Now, I didn't want to forgive a certain person. There was as hell-bent, I'm not forgiving them. And my teacher, Michelle, knew that I'm ornery enough and pissy enough that if she pissed me off enough, I'd do it. So what her thing to me was, she goes, oh, so you're going to allow them to still keep controlling your life? I'm like, frig, no, they ain't controlling my life. She goes, well, they do. So unless you can forgive, They are going to dictate everything you do in life because they're a part of that story. They are a part of you not feeling safe. They're a part of you always being in war, always being angry. So once I got that it had nothing to do with him and that he's got his own karma, and then two, the more that I held in a place where I didn't forgive him, I was taking on part of his karma. And why would I want to do that? Like, that's kind of stupid. That's like counter, what is that word? Counter and not counter, whatever. It's just not in my high school.
Counterproductive.
Yes, counterproductive. Because he's, I was allowing him to interfere with every aspect of my life. So I don't know why I shared that story either. But so forgiveness is a huge piece. And two, there were people I had to forgive back then. But the longer that I've done work is the more that I realize the person I've had to forgive the most is myself. For being in those situations, for maybe holding on to them too longer and knowing what pain it caused my life and other people's lives. That, I did the best I could with what I had, and that's how I look at life now is each moment, instead of judging myself for who I used to be, is I'm being the best version of me I can at this time because I know better. Now I am, that's the whole held accountable thing. Because when you know better, you need to do better. Because it's coming from that conscious place. You're no longer unconscious. So if you make that choice and keep making that choice, and not to then beat the shit out of yourself further, it's just to say, when the pattern comes up, what happens, well, for me, is I'll go, oh God, I did it again. So I just run with it because it's like I'm already there. Instead of being like, oh, okay, I may have started this, but I don't have to finish it. In this moment, now that I've started running it, I can make a choice. I don't have to follow it through fruition. But sometimes I just do because I'm like, yeah, you're already halfway there. Might as well just, and then I just feel horrible about it after. So, and the goal is the more that we catch it and catch it and catch it, we create that new neural pathway. And then it's not even going to exist anymore. But so the more that we make a different choice, the more that default, that old way of being just dies off because it's not being lit up anymore. I mean, it literally is a pathway in your brain. It's a neural pathway that just gets triggered and it lights up and we just, it's like going down a highway. It's all unconscious. I mean, think about going home from work or going to work or anywhere that you go all the time. You drive there, you're never really conscious. I mean, really. I like to always say that spirit will help me be conscious enough of a car that I normally wouldn't cut through, a red light cuts through, that I'll notice. Because we get places without even being aware how we got there because it's just autopilot. And that's how we spend most of our life is on autopilot. So we want to know what is, so you can think of that like a computer, you want to know what's the programming, like what's the program that's creating the autopilot. I have no idea where we're going down this target. I had no idea where we're going to, so Spirit's saying, because tonight, as we bring in all this light and look at those hucha places or those places that, we're going to do some work while we're doing this, where you sit with your higher self and be like, what are some of those programs? What are some of them programs that'll exist in me? That I don't want to be my default system anymore. I don't want to hit that button and have that virus take off. We're given right now through the sun, through this time of renewable, through this time of bringing in light to be able to make our systems to vibrate at the highest levels we can. And we're going to continue to grow. I mean, that's part of being embodied. I mean, it isn't, I mean, maybe there are some really enlightened people that are floating right now, but most are not. But we work at each level, and And to me, that's what Be the Change You Wish to See in the World is all about. I was reading something from a teacher the other day, and they're like, "Now, you're not here to heal the earth." And as a shaman or someone that's a steward of the earth, that's a little like, what? But I get it. And I really got that in the last year and a half. I mean, I always got that, but I've gotten it at a deeper level. Is that the earth will always heal itself, right? She'll just knock us off her back and she'll regenerate. I mean, you saw what happened. We shut down for only 2 months, 3 months. The air was clearer. Animals started being prolific, showing up every we are the virus. You know what I mean? It's not the earth's not sick. We're sick. So when we had to get put in our place and put in our house, we're being grounded or punished. That's that Catholic part of me coming out. But it's not grounded or punished. To me, it was almost like an experiment, say, that Spirit God created to say, when you all go still, look at what can happen. What is attainable? This is what will happen if you aren't here. I'll regenerate. The earth is billions of years old, so it's not going to end. But then there are spiritual people that use that to their benefit to say they don't need to do anything. Because they'll say, the earth is going to heat up because that's the way it's supposed to be. Or this is, and it's like, no, there's going to be a point that we can't exist on there. I get what you're saying, that we're not here to heal the earth. We're here to heal us. Because if we want to stay on the planet, we have to make the shifts. It's our time now. So where are you going to shift? How in Aini and in alignment are you with the earth, with the rhythms of the earth, with honoring nature, with honoring that we're nature? It is funny, and then maybe this is just naive or stupid on my part as a shaman. I never really thought about it until I read something someone wrote the other day. And because I always think, why? I do the ceremonies, and sometimes there's that part of me that's not schooled enough to understand some things. And I go, so really, why is there a portal? Or you're in the salon and everyone's like, Candace, is there a full moon? Or what's going on? Because everyone's like, Wah! And it's like, they're really, from working with the public, there's some validity to it. What they were saying is, if you think about it, we are all the elements, but we're mostly water. And the moon controls the waters. So of course, it's going to create waves inside of us, or these disruptions, like a tidal wave. And I really never put it together that it's kind of nuts and boltsy. I'm always so esoteric with it, and it's just the moon, it's Mama Kia. But not to really think about just the nuts and bolts. We're water. So of course, if the tides are doing that, we have tides within us. So the same thing is, how do we within ourselves know that we are earth, we are air, we are waters, we are fire. We are all those elements. And how do we balance them too within ourselves so that we can be that projection out in the world? We can be honoring and really working and moving with those pieces. How powerful is that? Don't know why I went on that tear either. Spirit's just being really yappy for someone that I'm so tired. And it's funny, as I'm talking, everything's getting dark outside and the wind is picking up and the trees are going crazy because I have a window right in front of me and things are actually blowing off the trees and making little whirlies. So the wind's a change, the shift that's happening right now. So let's open directions while we're in this place of this huge shift that's going on, because in a minute we're going to have a huge clearing with the waters. And so I don't know. It's just my I guess it's the kid in me with doing ceremony. I just love when that happens, because to me it's like a punctuation mark, where it's like either spirit heard me and it's answering, or I realized what was going to happen with spirit before it happened, and then there it is. Whichever way it comes out, I really don't care. I just love the fact that I get still in all of it and pay attention to it. And maybe that's the biggest thing too. What was that? Is to realize, is to like I was saying, it's that honoring what's happening within, because it's being reflected outside. So right now we are in a time of great change. The winds are up within us to dust off some patterns that are ready to be released. So as we work, I'll do, so, you know, with the kintus, everyone will get their private kintu. So what I'll do while I'm setting it up, we'll open directions. I will create each person's kintu. I will blow it to you, and then I'll set it aside. And then you start doing your work. What I would really encourage you to do is to connect in with your higher self, or your God self, or a guide, or an ancient one, or an ancestor, and ask, what are the patterns right now? What are those patterns that are whirling around? What are those patterns that are literally getting pulled out of our unconscious, that are getting pulled out of our DNA, that are getting pulled out of our cells, out of our psyche, you know, on however they're living within us, that they're up and they're whirling and they're so ready to be brought into this despacho. And this despacho is so ready to help you clear, to help you, to assist you. You know, I really believe it. And because to me, the ceremony that I did earlier really was of assistance of bringing in this huge amount of light, huge amount of energy. So I'm praying that part of that energy that I received today comes through, taps into our despacho, and will then be there to help mulch, to help work with your healing, with what you came here to let go of. Think about Spirit saying, think about the past week or two, and who's pushed your buttons, or what is that projection that has been up and running that you don't want to do anymore? No, bottom line, you don't want it to be a part of your story anymore. Send it off with love. Honor it. Forgive yourself. Forgive that person. Thank the lesson. Show your gratitude. Because a lot of these things that are up, what Spirit wants me to be very clear with you, a lot of these patterns that are up, or a lot of these things, you have to understand that when we made the contract, when we made the agreement to do this, they were beneficial in your life. Like they held purpose. But then in this lifetime, they don't have value anymore. Oh, we might lose our electric. So if I lose you, we'll continue to do ceremony and tap in spirit. So let's get started then. Okay, Spirit, I will take my cue. So close your eyes, and as we call in those energies. Zoom into the south, the great serpent, Pachamama. Come and wrap your coil of light around us. Help us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of suffering and step into that place of impeccability. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the physical level. Thank you for teaching us the beauty way. Oh. Going to the west, Dr. Anga, Mother Jaguar, thank you for protecting our medicine space. Thank you for mulching that which no longer serves. Thank you for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge. Thank you, more importantly, for teaching us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet, yet not leave any footprint. Thank you for helping us live fearlessly and for any healing that will occur on the emotional level. Oh. To the winds of the north, to sit a Kenta, great hummingbird, grandmas and grandfathers and ancient ones, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for this place of stillness and light. Thank you for teaching us how to be the eye in the center of the storm. But more importantly, teach us how to drink directly from that sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. The winds of the east, great eagle, condor, Apuchin, you who fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Oh, thank you for helping us see with eagle vision. Help us to see the limitless possibilities available at all time so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Hucha, Mama, great mother. Thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the crawly, the fin, the fern, and the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being the true alchemist and taking that which no longer serves, bring it back to us in the gifts of gold. More importantly, thank you for being that loving mother. Thank you for teaching us this place of great foundation and of nurturing. Thank you for being that rock for us. Thank you for creating that beautiful void for which that we can plant seeds and create beautiful, 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 beautiful ears of corn. Help us to nurture the seeds. Help us to become aware of the weeds. And help us to bring that which lives in the darkness into the light. Ooh. Anti-Taitai, Mamakia, Star Nation's Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are nameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of coming together. Please whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Please protect all those in this circle and those that will be in this circle in the future, or those who will be watching it soon. Help them to step into this place of healing, to step into this place of the light of the new day of the sun, of to bring illumination to the deepest parts of ourselves, to not only to bring up our darkness or that which wants to be brought into the light, but to illuminate our brightness, to help us to upgrade our light system that's already shining so bright so that we can get to that fifth dimensional and the dimensions beyond that, so that we can step into that place of the heart of Munai, of right love. And thank you for this time of the age of Aquarius. Ooh. Alrighty. So before I open the Despacho and just get the base down, I'll create the Kintus so that you can start making your prayers. So I feel like it's really important because I feel as though a lot came up for people as I was yapping. So that you can start working those pieces. From the place of Aini and of love. It's not a time to judge yourself. It's not a time to, well, you can do whatever you want. But my invitation okay, so this first one is for Gail. So Gail, get ready to receive your Kintu. Come for my sister Gail, come be with her. Come be with her. And this is one is for you, David. Honey, this is for you. This is for Sean. Please, my spirit is here and touches heart. Okay, so just start making your prayers.
Humpy, mama, humpy, 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 done it. Well, here, humpy, 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 done it, Teresa. Humpy, 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 humpy. Humpy, Mary, second one. Humpy, humpy, humpy. So just keep making your prayers, see what comes up. What do you want to bring in? What do you want to let go of?
What is not in service? What is your heart's desire? What is your soul's calling? Okay, Grace, we kind of just started, so I will create a Kintu for you. Everyone is working on their release of that, which is up. We have been called to anchor in with our higher self and to ask our higher self, what is up at this time? What this sun that is up, Inti Tai Tai, that is here to work with us, this place of the summer solstice, this place of burning away, those places that are no longer in service, those tapes, those programs that are no longer needed anymore in this new way of being, in this new paradigm, in this way that you want to tap into the highest version of yourself. But also, what is the soul's calling? What are the things that are popping that are great in your life? Ask for prayers to how do you illuminate and how do you upgrade the light system that you already are. So this is for you. Humbly, humbly, humbly. I'll be with my sister Grace. Sister, whisper in your ear. We're anchoring our circle with this place of renewal and love and of forgiveness and of grace and of humility and of practice. And how do we practice those sun practices, those ones that help us to become more illuminated, to burn away those places that just lay dormant. So just tap into that place. Feel that love, that unconditional love coming from that sugar, encapsulating you, circling you. this place of deep moon eye, this place of deep love. This place of stillness. This place of creation. This place is safety. My sister, this was So we put the seeds in to honor the masculine, the feminine. And we put the gold and silver flutes in to how do we bring about those songs of life, the flutes. How do we bring in laughter and dance and joy and creativity and flow? We put the candle in to illuminate our way. Bring about another place of fire within us. We put the feather in there to represent flight. That our prayers go up to the great mystery. To be heard, that in our darkest moments, in our heaviest moments, may we grow wings to help us to rise above. To pull us out of wherever we are. Tap into that great spirit, the Holy Spirit. Now I'll put the money, before I place that down, underneath. That helps bring assurance that we have given enough energy, we have given enough reciprocity, so that all our prayers may be answered, may be received and heard. Now these candy little Lego like bricks. So, yes, they are. And to me, what they're indicative of is how do we help create a really strong foundation for us right now? How do we create such a solid foundation upon which our faith will not get shaken, upon which we can build this great place of hope, upon which also we create a beautiful home, but that home within us that can house our spirit and know that it can take us exactly where we need to be. We don't need to fear. We don't need to have to figure it all out, but to know that we are held by this amazing foundation set up by Spirit, with this amazing foundation of creating this beautiful, beautiful alchemical home with which we can make these prayers, that we can bring our medicine forward. And feel that as I blow into this. And it'll be this great foundation upon which we will bring in our prayers. We will place our kintus on it. So it will hold our prayers. It'll hold that intention. Before we also put the kintus in, I'm being guided to put in the licorice for protection. And I'm hearing not only protection, that this licorice is us placing within this light field that we've created, those shadow parts of ourselves. Those shadow parts that are going to be illuminated by this light, that can't hide anymore. I was taught a long time ago to think of like when you go into a bathroom or a room that is pitch black. Once you turn on the light, right, it's all illuminated. It's not in darkness anymore. So think of that's what this is. But to know that, like I said, this outer circle is love, it's grace. So we're held in that place so that it's safe to be able to bring those aspects of yourself up. There's a safety, there's a holding, there's a generosity of spirit right now for us. So Spirit's saying, take a moment and feel that. Let's all connect in and feel that place of this generosity of spirit. Where the universe is there to conspire on your behalf. And feel how even when I say that, you feel lighter. That part of you that feels like they have to figure it out, just like exhales and goes, and let that ripple through your body. And those cookies are just another layer of joy, of sweetness. How often are we more acceptable of the sourness and the bitterness of life, but avoid the sweetness? Or don't acknowledge the sweetness when it's there. So take a moment to reflect on all the sweet things that have happened in the past week or two that you may have not given it its fair due. It's proper vigilance, it's proper attention, so that that can grow in your body. As a hairdresser, I know that it's far and few that a customer will ever call to say that they love their service. But anyone that didn't like their service will call. So on the rare occasion that we get someone that will actually call us and say, oh my God, thank you. It's like, it makes our heart swell, because we never hear that. I learned as a hairdresser a long time ago, people don't know what they want, but they know what they don't want. So if I ask someone what they want, they can't answer me. If I say, so what have you had that you don't like, or what don't you want? They can ramble for an hour. Like, why is that? Why are we so conditioned to accept the bad and see that as normal? But either we feel weird about saying what we love or the good things, or we're afraid we're going to jinx it. I'm a big jinxer when I watch sports. I mean, it's just a Philly thing, you know. It's like, I say something that's like, I just jinxed them. But why? You know, what is that programming that says that? So as I put in the next ingredient, just to reflect and put that in your kintus. What are some of the sweet things that have happened, you know, that you didn't give its fair due, so that could swell and awaken within you? Like, All righty. Okay, Gail. I'm going to place Kintuin. Hump, 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 hump. David, I'm going to place yours in now. Honey, I'm going to place yours in now. Hump, 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 hump. Grace, I'm going to do yours now. Hump, 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 hump. Humpy, 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 humpy. Humpy, 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 humpy. Humpy, 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 humpy. Humpy, 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 humpy. Humpy, 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 humpy. Humpy, humpy. And remember that once it's in here doesn't mean that it's done. You can still continue to keep praying to it. I'm being guided to put one in for all those that are going to watch it. Help, 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 we have to help, 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 we have to help, 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 we have to help, help, help. So we'll place corn on the kintus. Corn to represent bringing them to fruition that will grow good medicine. As indicative of these huge kernels of corn that come from Peru. May we grow great fields and great medicine. As we are children of the sun, so may we be able to take those seeds that we've been planting this spring and possibly throughout the whole quarantine. May we be able to illuminate them by the sun to be able to grow this great, great, great crop. Fields of golden light of corn. So with that said, let's give it sustenance. Thought it was quinoa and learned it was chia seeds. So it's chia seeds. So feel that sustenance building in your body, knowing that those seeds that you planted, those seeds that you're breathing life into, that you're breathing the fire of the sun. That this is going to sustain it. You're not going to peter out. You're not going to lose steam. You're not going to lose energy or lose faith or lose hope. You're going to have everything that you need. And on top of that, let's give it some fertility of the rice. So we have the sustenance. We have the fuel. Now let's make it fertile. Feel yourself becoming full, almost brimming out. In your mind's eye, see whatever it is that you saw as your soul's calling, stepping forward, becoming so. Act as if it's already here, because it is. Pachamama wants to get fed first. Now, if anyone doesn't remember, I had fun little rock chocolates. I found fun little seashell chocolates. So that place of the summer, of the shore, the water's hitting the shore, that place. Feeding Pachamama, nurturing her. Not only chocolate, but that place of the ocean, place of the waters. That signifies summer. At least anyone around here. You go to the shore. You go to the beach in the summer. Right, Gracie? Ocean City. The frogs want to go in next. They carry our messages to the great mystery. They bring them up. They're the envoys of the waters. The Despacho is getting happy. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but it's getting happy. Probably gonna rib it soon. Just saying. So along with that, let's place the animal crackers. And the animal crackers are representative of our spirit animals, our power animals, of all that assistance that we have. So your totem animals. So we honor all them, and we place this in there to give gratitude, to give Aini, to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being with me every day. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for the animals that show up to be omens for us and to be signals for us. But as always, I always like to also take it back to our four-leggeds. Our four-leggeds that are in our lives that teach us that place of unconditional love, that teach us that place of reciprocity, that teach us that place that we are lovable no matter what we do. There is no guilt. There is no shame. There's just pure love. Just pure love for who you are. So drink that in. And know that if we can receive that from our animals, why don't we think we're deserving of that from a human? Or from Creator, or from Source, or from the Holy Spirit, however you see it, or from Gaia. Whatever that is to you, why do you think there's a condition there? And why do we have conditions with ourselves? And I'm the biggest offender of that. Sean just pointed out it just started raining when we said that. And may get a little controversial with this one, but hey, wouldn't be me if I wasn't on some level. This is a shout out to the spiritual community too. The nuts are always about plant medicine. So they're always about the medicinal medicine that we get, and also the nurturance for those that are vegetarian, that this is their food source. So the animals also, that's for people who eat meat, and so that they can do it in a way that they honor the life force of that which they bring in, and honor the animal that sacrificed their life. So the same with the plants, to honor the plants that have given up their life so that we can eat. The plants that bring in medicine for us to heal. But that also includes the medicine that is created through medicine, through the medical community. So once again, I make a prayer about, especially the vaccine at this time, that the qualities of the vaccine that are vital at this time be able to come on board, and those parts that are not in the highest vibration be able to just be released through our bodies. But the parts of it that are in alignment with where we want to be headed and where we want to go in the future, and for certain protections. And I know that a lot of people don't believe in that. But that's also being against something. So since it's here and it was created, I know, and it has to be of God, or it wouldn't be here. So my prayer, once again, in another despacho, is that we are able to only absorb the parts that have been God-given here to help us and assist us, And the parts that are not in harmony with our bodies, with the natural rhythms of our bodies, be able to find a way to be released, relinquished, put back into the earth, to be healed and to be mulched and to be worked with, but that we can able to come in and take this medicine in a way that is of no harm and of no disturbance to our fields. As someone that's had the vaccine and COVID, I can vouch I'd rather have the vaccine than COVID. Spirit's guiding me to use the sage and the cedar and sweetgrass in here to ground all that we have done so far in. How do we ground it in? Really work it. So feel that energy grounding into your body. We put the beans in as another layer of protection, but they're also indicative of the power places. Of all those power places out there that bring us medicine, that bring us guidance, that even if we can't get there physically, that we can go to in our mind's eye and awaken some medicine within us, awaken some codes within us. As someone who's been to some pretty incredible places, power places, it just each time it'll awaken another level and another aspect and within yourself. So here's a prayer to all those power places that are holding us all right now, that are holding these codes, that are holding our energy. This is the fig, and the fig is there to represent the ancestors of this lineage and of lineages that are all here awakening, helping us to awaken, because how we're going to get to the other side is through these ancient ways, these ways of a more indigenous way of being in right relationship, of being in Aini, of walking our talk. So this is a prayer to the ancient lineages that have awakened in order to help us evolve. As a species. And these raisins are about our ancestors. So I can see behind each one of us, there is a line of ancestors behind us. So this is to thank them. This is us creating that Aini, creating that right relationship and thanking them for their service, thanking them for the gifts, for the traits, for the lessons, for us to be able to work through, to release them, to release those ancestral patterns. So take a look behind you and see your ancestors. And as I place this in, see them being fed. See them being nurtured. See them with that smile on their face, saying, good one, my son. Good one, my daughter. Good work. You give them a little wink, a little nod, a little I love you. And these are alphabet noodles. And why we put them in is to learn how to step past language, to step into that invisible realm, to step into the realm where we don't have to use our words, because a lot of times our words can be misconstrued because someone's hearing it through their lens. So how do we speak with our hearts? How do we speak with that pure language of light and love? But how do we speak with that pure language of light and love, especially to ourselves? So we're going to do some confetti, and the confetti is actually a spiral. See if you can see it. To me, it's like that sacred spiral going inward. But to me, it also looks like little suns. I don't know if you can see it. They're like little baby suns. And a little leaf. So, get a little letter C. So close your eyes and see that place of that spiral within and going without. That spiral of healing, that vortex. The place of the golden sun. That place of illumination and light and fun, creativity and wonder. And let's put a little bit more corn on top of that. This cloud, this cotton is about the clouds. It's about the dream time. What I want to say about that is, may we learn how to courageously dream. May we learn how to dream that beautiful dream of ourselves without any limits, without any fear, without any doubt. May we all learn how to courageously dream that highest version of ourselves into being. For that is what gets reflected out in the world. And we put this red fabric in to indicate, to give honor to that red road. That road of the indigenous. That road of right relationship, of knowing how to work with the energy of the mother. And to honor her. And the white is it's the road to the stars. It's the road to the heavens. So the red is our connection to the earth, and the white is our connection to our star brothers and sisters, to the Chaskakunas. And then our rainbow ribbon, that place of after the storm, finding the rainbow. I'm going to take it a step further. We're in Pride Month. So to honor all those out there to be treated the same level, the same dignity, and the same choices. Also teaches us how to go over that rainbow bridge that is part of this world and the next. How do we learn how to be in this world but not of this world? Very tricky, huh? Yeah. A lot of you are too young. I just heard the commercial, Ancient Chinese Secret. I don't know why I like the tricky part. Like, no idea. Who knows? Who knows? Once again, these are the stars. The Cato would say that when we're all born from a star. We're all connected to one star. When we all find our way back home to that star, so that we can awaken the codes that are there for us. May we bring those stars into our heart. The ancient wisdom there, knowledge. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I just did it like this. Yeah, that's last. So let's ground in some more of the red wine with the mother. Ground in this beautiful energy. There's no point in doing any of this work if we're not going to ground it in, right? And make it practical and bring it into use. And the energy with the Father. The Tai with the sun, where we are right now. Stepping into that place of the summer solstice. The shells were the chocolate. The seashells were chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah. My husband's dissing me. Oh, yeah. Did I miss this one? I did in the beginning, but you know what? We'll give it some more. That was in the base. Let's put a little bit more sweetness into this. And we'll work like those things and make a spiral out. So feel it in your heart. Feel that sweetness spiraling out, becoming more apparent in your everyday life, becoming more of a staple, becoming an aspect of you. The frogs. That's for healing. Okay, well, we brought it up, so we'll put it in. We'll put in a gummy worm.
You asked.
So I'm gonna hold this up, and just in your mind's eye, if you have anything going on, physical, you can blow it into this gummy worm. That will act as that energy of serpent. So a great serpent sheds their past in one clean. The way they shed their skin is how we can shed our past in one clean swoop. That's how we stay out of that place of suffering. How we become new again. That fresh new underbelly that can connect with the mother. Connect with her heartbeat. Connect with her nurturing. Connect with her wisdom. So if there's anything going on physical, or it could be emotional, blow it into this gummy and we'll place it in.
And let's ground it in one more time. Mm. So I'll put some flowers in for healing and for beauty. That's what it needed. So we always end it with a party. And I chose the gold glitter to represent Inti Tai Tai, the sun. So feel that fun, feel that party start to excite you. It's the summer, it's time to be out more, to shine brighter, to be illuminated. If you so wish. She's gorgeous. I'll lift that up in a minute, but so let's put our hands out and feel its ripeness. Feel the prayers that are held so sweet, all the dreams that it holds, all the potential, all the beauty, all the illumination. And just feel that it's spiraling around your body, enveloping you, changing you. And really feel it coming through your hands. So it is. So, would you be able to lift that up? And we're gonna try to bring the computer over to show you it before we close it. Well, Sean's going to.
Try to.
You can unplug it. It should be fine now. Don't get dizzy. Yes. So hopefully you can see that in all its beauty and it's sparkly and alrighty. Thank you, Sean. So we will close it up. And what I will do, since we're small group, is then I will kneel and have a despacho and call each person like when we did the kintus and cleanse you so that you can be released. And our one last kintu that goes on the outside so that any prayers we may have forgotten or for those that will be watching this after, I probably won't release it for about 2 days or 3 days. So any prayers that come up or any thoughts, know that that kintu is on the outside and is there for you as a gateway. Okay. So Gail, I will cleanse you first. So David. Grace. Honey. So just take a moment to feel yourself being cleansed, both body, mind, spirit, and soul. Any residual energies or tentacles that needed to be removed have been removed. And just like a sunflower, remember to keep turning and facing that light, wherever it is, making you feel brighter, taller, stronger, invigorated, and knowing that you're loved. And I'm being reminded to remind you of the saying that nothing is happening to you, it's happening for you. Always put yourself back in that place of empowerment. To do anything else would be a disservice to yourself. And so it is. So I hope this Despacho has assisted you in feeling ready to be able to work with this new phase before we step into that place of the harvest. That has put you in a healthier and a better position to be able to illuminate those seeds, to really bring rocket fuel to them, the seeds of our becoming, the seeds of who we are, the seeds of who we were destined to be, not fated. So I hope you are able to bring this up within yourselves and to work with this beautiful medicine and this energy. And hopefully we'll be able to meet together and be together for the fire so that we can once again work with those seeds that we've been being given, that we were given in the water ceremony, right? With the last one. I mean, we've been working with seeds, but we were given some big seeds at the water ceremony. So let's keep nurturing them. Let's keep cultivating them. Let's keep juicing up that medicine. So I want to thank you all. Be gentle with yourselves, drink plenty of fluids, and as always, Spirit saying, be mindful of your dreams and look for the synchronicities. So much love. If anyone has any question, you can either say it to me or type it in before I close. Anybody? I know there was one chat. I just don't know what it said. You're welcome, Gail. You're welcome, David. So much love, everyone. And enjoy this beautiful time. And I love the fact that it's raining right now. It means to me that's always confirmation that we did good work, and it's
it's being cleansed and washed away right now. We're being reborn. So much love, guys. I'm going to close it out, and I know I didn't close space, but because I'm going to